Good Saturday morning to everybody. 8:15 in the morning, and the closest walk to my place of residence is Northaw Great Wood in Northaw. It's only about a 10-minute drive from where I live, and sometimes we haven't got time to travel all over the country and do these massive hikes. Sometimes it's just as important to just to go for a small walk. And Northaw Great Wood is a lovely walk through woodland, and it's got 3 different coloured walks: the yellow walk, the red walk, and the blue walk. And they've all got different mileages. Now the longest one is the yellow walk, which is 2.5 miles. After doing 24 last weekend, I should be able to manage 2.5, but it just depends where you are mentally. You know, sometimes it's a struggle to even get out of bed in the morning. So that is the reason why I'm coming out this morning, and why I'm finding the reason behind this walk is for mental health reasons. It's just nice to be able to come out first thing, clear your mind for the day. I'll probably only be out a couple of hours, but it's just absolutely peaceful. Found it a necessity to get up early this morning and come out for this walk, just to get in tune with nature, start the weekend off well. I think this weekend was quite important to rejuvenate, refresh, and build myself up for the next week to start again, you know, on a high performance. In my opinion, every single one of us suffers from mental health. Everyone. And the reason I say that is because every single one of us is imperfect. We're imperfect human beings, which means we're imperfect physically and we're imperfect mentally. So I say that we all suffer with mental health, hence why I don't like to class people in certain brackets, because yes, granted, some people may struggle with their mental health more than others. Some people may suffer physically more than others. But I just like to class everybody as imperfect. And we all have a responsibility to ourselves to look after our mental health. Sitting on a nice bench here, just looking down there at 9 o'clock in the morning. You need to do things like this, I think, to improve your mental health. So there was a time where my mental health was struggling. It was shortly after my dad died, which probably is to be expected. But also I wasn't very happy with where I was working. I think that was affecting me negatively as well. So I think the two combined, obviously with my dad's journey, it was a 2-year emotional journey, so you can probably expect me to go a bit flat shortly after he died. But you see, I ended up, I couldn't wake up in the mornings. I felt like I had no energy. I was stuck to my bed, waking up about 12 o'clock, then feeling even more depressed because I'd wasted half the day. The day was then on top of me. I was playing catch up, stressing out first thing after getting out of bed because I had loads of messages on my phone and phone calls that I'd missed, and etc. And then I eventually took some time out of work. The doctor was trying to prescribe me with antidepressants for depression. I wouldn't say it was a major depression, I would say it was a mild depression that I had, or a low mood disorder maybe. which I didn't want to take antidepressants to start with. I felt like there was another way. I think I like to call it mental strength. I think your mind is a bit like a muscle that needs to be worked on. You know, if you want to build your muscles, it takes daily work to get your muscles strengthened, and I think it's the same with your mind. It takes a daily work in order to get your mind out of depression and into a more positive space. But you have to work on that, and I will tell you how to do that, because I've done it myself. You need to take yourself out of victim mode, take personal responsibility. You need to get up in the morning, force yourself up, splash some cold water on your face, brush your teeth, put on your best clothes, do your hair, put on your makeup, whatever you've got to do to feel like you're in control, and get out there early and attack the day. Do not let the day attack you. You have to get out, you have to attack, you have to put on your mental strength and just go out there and smash it. And when you realise that that's what you've got to do, you have to do it, then that's what worked for me. And so I took responsibility. So basically, when I started taking personal responsibility for my own mental health, I didn't need antidepressants in the end. I found myself a new job, which renewed my motivation. I started exercising daily. I started meditating, practicing gratitude. I started eating healthily, fueling my body with the right ingredients and nutrients that are going to affect my brain in a healthy way. And this needs to be worked on daily, just like strengthening a muscle. You need to strengthen your mind daily. You need to do the right things. It all starts with waking up early, having a healthy breakfast, not rushing, not stressing yourself out first thing in the morning, giving yourself plenty of time, and then going out and doing some world-class work, working hard, basically to try and get yourself out of depression if you are struggling mentally, or even just if you're not feeling great, not feeling 100%. I think a key thing to do is to find yourself a purpose in life, something that gets you motivated. And sometimes you have to dig around for that purpose, you have to search for it, because sometimes it's difficult. You can't find any motivation when you're suffering from a low mood and everything seems like a bad idea at first. You try and suggest to do things and you just don't want to do anything. You're not interested in anything. So to start off with, you might have to force yourself into something, a bit like the housework. You don't want to do the housework really. You start off by forcing yourself to do a bit of hoovering, and before you know it, 2 hours have gone past, you've spring cleaned your whole house. So it all starts with self-discipline. You have to force yourself to do something. Once you've forced yourself, you'll find it's a lot easier. It's a bit like getting on a bike. You have to start off by pushing the pedals down. But once you're flying along, you can let go of the handlebars if you want and drive with no hands. But you have to start off with forcing yourself. So that's what you have to do for your mental health. You have to force yourself. You have to do it yourself. You have to take personal responsibility. That's my opinion. Not everyone will agree with me. Some people will think that medication is definitely the answer, but for me, I think you can do whatever it takes. If none of that works, then okay, find another solution perhaps, but you have to be wanting to do the work yourself. You have to stop playing the victim mode. As harsh as that sounds, you have to take personal responsibility and you have to strengthen your mind in one. And my point is, even if you're not struggling or you don't feel like you're struggling with your mental health, I guarantee you that you can always improve your state of mind. Even if you're up there at a top level, you can still do better if you apply some mental strengthening exercises to your day. I think it just comes down to we can all do things to become a better version of who we are. Even if we're really succeeding in life and we're happy, I think we can still do things to improve ourselves. And if you improve yourself, everything around you will improve. It all starts from within us. If we put ourselves first, concentrate on ourselves first as priority, get our health set right, get our heart set right, get our soul set right, get our spiritual set right, and get our physicality set right, I guarantee everything else will slot into place. You don't have to concentrate on doing better at work. You don't have to concentrate on doing better for your family. You don't have to concentrate on getting a better car or getting better financially or trying to work on future goals. All you've got to do is work on yourself. Because if you do that, that's the foundations, that's the roots you're setting for the tree to grow. And if you do that, everything else around you, you'll be more productive for people you love, and you'll be in a much better place. And even if you think you're succeeding, there's always room for improving ourselves. And we should try and work on that every day, I feel. You know, it's all right not doing certain things in life or not taking on new challenges, but we should always work to improve on ourselves. And you will maximise your productivity and your performance just by what you're eating, what exercise you're doing, what positive messages you're feeding your brain, which then brings me on to manifestation and renewing the pathways of our brain, replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts. You know, that's all part of mental strengthening as well. Saying good positive things to yourself before you go to bed, and first thing when you wake up, when your mind's still in a subconscious level, you're feeding your subconscious with positive thoughts. And sometimes the phrase, you'll fake it until you make it. If you stand there in the mirror every single day and tell yourself that you're a calm, positive, highly motivated, successful individual, I guarantee if you tell yourself that enough and lie to yourself that much, you'd end up, your subconscious will start to believe it, and it will start acting in a way that will make you a calm, positive, self-controlled, highly intelligent individual. And so that's even important as well. But most importantly, healthy eating, exercise, getting out of bed, forcing yourself, self-discipline, confidence, it'll all grow. You have to work at it daily. You will improve yourself, and everything that you do will succeed. But it takes time. It's like strengthening a muscle in your arm. You have to work at it constantly. And we're always going to fail. I'm nowhere near a perfect human being. Nowhere near. Anyone that knows me personally will know that sometimes I can naturally be negative. I have to try very hard to be positive. And it's a daily task, daily strengthening exercise of the mind. So I'm not talking to myself, I've got a YouTube channel. I'm giving some words of wisdom.
We'll talk to ourselves, don't worry.
And laughter. You have to take the mickey at yourself, and you have to have fun. That'll improve your mood as well. You have to be spontaneous. You have to make a show of yourself sometimes. You have to smile, you have to have fun. Another good aspect to your mental health. So, hope I've given some advice, because it's all things that I've learnt myself through reading books and life experiences. Ever since my dad was diagnosed with motor neuron disease, that was the turning point for me. From then on, I've tried to improve who I am, and I intend to carry on doing so. So, my advice isn't my advice, it's probably advice that I've read from other positive people. So I humbly, say that. And it's only my opinion. I might be wrong, there might be someone watching this now that completely disagrees with what I'm saying. But that's life. We're not always going to agree with one another. But we have to stick true to what we believe in, and we have to trust our own opinions. So that's the end, 2.5 miles over with. It's now 9:30. I'm now in a good state to go and attack the rest of the day. Start your day well. Own your morning, elevate your life. Be seeing you. The only thing about doing walkthrough, videoing yourself walking, you have to come back and get your phone afterwards.